I went up to them and go, hey, just letting you know, you probably don't remember this. But I do.
One of our friends said, oh yeah, I've got 30 lands in my...
I'm playing mono green ramp.
Don't say that. Not exactly.
People always say, oh, create content because you love it. Create content, you're passionate about it. I'm like, yeah, sure. Find someone you hate and you want to stick it to them.
Hello, and thank you for joining us for this episode of Vault of Champions, where we speak to creators, players, and people who make Magic the Gathering happen in Oceania and beyond. Vault of Champions is shot right here at the Tessie Hotel. I'm currently having a old-fashioned. I'm your host, Nigel, and I'm so glad to be joined today by my esteemed guest, Magic's favorite rules lawyer, lover of layers, Tykatte, Nico, and Binks, and Australia's very own representative of the Commander format panel. It's AttackonCardboard. Woohoo! AoC, why don't you tell us what you're drinking, what you do, and yeah, a little bit about yourself.
Yep, I too am drinking an old-fashioned, very nice. We made it past lunchtime so I could order something alcoholic. Nigel's kept us here at 9 a.m. What alcoholic drink do you want?
I didn't say alcoholic drink. I said drink.
No, I'm having an old-fashioned.
I did. So I ordered an old-fashioned.
Yeah.
And then you were like, oh, if we're having that.
I mean, I'm not usually a drinker.
Yeah.
But if someone else is ordering an old-fashioned, I'll jump on the train.
Do you remember the first time you had an old-fashioned and be like, this is it for me?
I think someone else was buying the drink, so I was like,
whatever
I'll
they
just try it, yeah.
Yeah. Fair enough. And what else do you do? I mean, why are you the person you are today in terms of Magic, I guess? Yeah.
So, I run AttackonCardboard, talking about rules of the game. Any weird interactions you can ever think of in the game, I've probably spoken about it. I'm also, as Nigel said, on the Commander format panel where we discuss, I guess, the rules and philosophy of the game with the rest of the Commander format panel members. And we also ban your favorite cards. If your favorite card is banned, it's my fault.
Yeah.
You're going to have to deal with it.
So if you could do us a favor and let us know in the comment what your favorite card is. So AttackonCardboard can be like, all right, just like
I'm going to get Gavin on the phone right after this show.
You've got like a board at home that's got like printouts of the cards and just...
If you leave me horrible comments on my video, I find your favorite card and I ban it.
Well, we're going to talk to you a little bit about, Commander format panel, but also a little bit about your thoughts about Magic the Gathering and things like that. We've also just shot a Jumpstart episode, Magic's most joyous format. That was a pretty interesting one. We both put the same color combo. It was Dominaria United. I won't say whether we got a Sheldred or not, actually. You'll have to watch that one and find out. But I will say that, no, actually, you're not. You go watch it. Go watch it and you'll find out. But first, before we get talking, we're going to do one of our segments called Villainous Choices. Everyone has a lot of opinions about the game that we love, Magic the Gathering, and the game and its community as well. Because I think a lot of the discussion we have about cards is fine.
I thought Magic players agreed on everything.
Ooh, and then you join the Commander format panel. You're like, whoa! But I've gathered some of the stinkiest, strongest, and possibly most villainous choices here in this random bag. So I'll just give it a bit of a shuffle, and we'll take a little bit of time to just talk a little bit of one of these and see pick into AttackonCardboard's brain. So you'll pick one of these at random. All right, what do we got? What does it say? You are playing insufficient lands, and I think this can apply to Commander, it can apply to Standard, any format except for Jumpstart because it comes pre.
Except for that one pack where they didn't include enough forests in the pack.
Oh, you did mention that.
Yeah, 100%.
There was one Jumpstart product where they didn't put...
Yeah, I can't remember exactly which one it was. Either the Dominaria, Brothers War, one of those two. Well, yeah, one of those two, where if you go through the deck, I think all the packs have 8 lands in them, maybe 8 or 10 lands.
Because it's 20 card decks, so it should be.
So it's about 17. So it should be, you can assume anywhere between 7 and 8 lands. And I'm pretty sure there's one with forests where they only included like 2 forests or something like that. Like you just got double ups of the...
No, but I think it was Dominaria United because they had 2 forests, but they had all the dual basics that enter tapped. Remember that one?
Maybe, but...
Anyway, it's not enough forests. But okay, what do you think about... Because we've got some friends in common. And some of them, I'm not going to name any names, don't play enough lands. One of our friends said, oh yeah, I've got 30 lands in my...
I'm playing mono green ramp.
Don't say that. Not exactly.
That's fine.
All right,
bully them into playing more lands.
All right, what is your take on this topic? Do you think that people are playing with insufficient lands in, let's say Commander.
So, easiest way to look at it. You play a draft.
Yep.
40 card deck.
Yes.
It's thoroughly agreed on that 17 lands, 16, 17 lands is what you want to go for.
I always go 16, but yes.
Yeah, 40 card deck.
Yep.
We go to standard, 60 card decks. Generally, you're playing anywhere between 20, 24, 26 lands. I say like the aggressive decks might go down to
22, 20 sometimes. Yeah.
So, okay, that's a 60 card deck. So then we go to Commander.
Yeah.
It's a 100 card deck. Why are people playing 30 lands?
I think it's just insanity because like your ratio is very roughly 40 to 60. Very roughly, right? If not even higher.
So mathematically speaking, players, assuming no mana rocks, players should be playing, it's like 40 lands. At least.
Yeah, if you're not playing mana rocks. And the argument for playing less lands is, oh, I've got ramp, right? I've got mana rocks, I've got rampant growth, I've got all that sort of stuff. But 30 is way too low. 30 is way too low.
And I don't care when people go, oh yeah, but I play like all these one mana rocks. So like, yeah, but you have to draw those cards and have them in your opening hand at the start of the game.
And also, if you play a mana rock, but then miss your next land drop, you didn't do anything. You paid to play a land drop.
And I think this also comes back into, so players think they can get away with playing less lands because of infinite mulligans.
Yes. I'm glad that you touched on that. I'm glad you touched on that.
When you play Commander, who follows the mulligan rules? Nobody. It's a casual format. Everybody's going to shuffle and draw to 7 every single time. And then those times where you mulliganed, you're never punished because you're like, oh, whatever.
Yeah.
Draw my optimal hand.
Correct. And I've started playing with, I know our friends on Casual Compliance, they actually play, they quote unquote enforce like the regular mulligan rule. If it's a multiplayer format, you do I got a free mull. But then after that, it just makes you a better deck builder, I think. Yeah.
So, yeah, players aren't playing enough lands. Because at the end of the day, I mean, if you look at it from a casual standpoint, what would you rather put in your deck? Super cool card?
Basic forest. Yeah.
Basic forest.
I understand why people have this, not have this opinion. It's true. Look, I think I agree with it. I think we're playing insufficient lands. I still don't think I play enough because, again, of the thing, I want to play the flashy card. I want to, do cool things. What is your average Commander land count? Average.
I think I'm sitting at maybe 35 lands. I'm often playing on the lower end for the mana curve. So I just finished building Sephiroth.
I played against Sephiroth before.
I think I'm at 35 lands there, but the
3 mana Commander.
Like I want to get to 3 mana. Like I literally played a game at the Commander format panel where I had 4 lands in play, but I was able to do all my things because all my spells were 1s, 2s, and I just did my thing.
Again, it's deck dependent.
Yeah.
But but 35 is lower than what I thought you'd say. But you play quite low cost.
That's what I'm saying. So for example, like my Savine deck, I think I bumped it up. Yeah, I think I bumped it up to, I think it might be around 38 now because I'm playing a lot of X spells. So I generally want to be casting X for like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
So usually that puts my cost up to like average CMC like 5 mana.
Yeah.
Like all the creatures are still, again, I've built the deck around.
Duffy Doll, things like that.
Yeah, and I tried to keep the creatures to be 3 CMC. So even then, it's 3 CMC, but I do want to get to 5 or 6 mana to be able to cast the
wipes. Yeah. So I used to be really bad. I used to be like 34, 35, but I bumped everything up like across the board by at least 2 lands. So now I'm about like 36, 37, which I still think it's a little bit low, but I can't bring myself to add like that. You know what I mean? It's hard. But well, I appreciate your take. Let us know in the comments what you think the optimal number of lands to play in a Commander deck, or do you play a standard deck that's got 17 lands in it? Please let me know why you're a terrible mono red player. You still need a little bit more than 17, I would say. But let's get straight into it. Again, I'm very excited to have you on Vault of Champions to talk to yourself. I don't know if I could say like you were one of the pioneers of the Magic scene here in Oceania.
So I think it's fair to say I was one of the faster growing channels. And then from there, we've had the likes of yourself, Cozy Magic Club, Base Deck Department, Tournament MTG, like all these. We've slowly built this community from single digits into, I think we counted, we're into double digits.
Yeah, and then we had, this all sort of started maybe like a year and a half, a year ago.
Basically, Universes Beyond, I think, kicked it all off for RC.
Lord
I
of the Rings.
think it's Lord of the Rings
Yeah.
would have got people who wouldn't have considered Magic, at least in our content creator community,
Yeah.
we wouldn't have considered Magic, started to look at it, and then took off, I guess, from
Because
there.
I know a lot of our content creator friends, or even just regular friends who just play Magic. I think sort of, I don't say casually is the right word, but they're like, they've obviously got a lot of different interests, right? Like I like playing video games myself. It's not just Magic all the time, even though I love it. But now that we've understanding, like, right, there is interest in Universes Beyond, and people coming into the game because of Fallout or Lord of the Rings or whatever, that we can actually create, dedicated channels to focus on that.
Yeah.
So I found that quite interesting. Again, in the past year and a half, 2 years. Yeah. When did you realize that Magic was something that you really wanted to, pursue content-wise on that point, I suppose? Was there like a moment or a time you're like, okay, we're doing this?
I was just bored and felt like, you know what? I want to do something. Like, I like developing skills. Like, I don't ever like to just be not learning something.
Okay.
And so I think so my wife and I, Diana, Miss Deus Geek, she created Attack on Geek. So she's been doing all the reviews, and she's been doing a bunch of streaming. And so we've been in the content creator space for 10 years.
Yeah. I knew about Attack on Geek before I knew about you. Yeah.
And like, we've done okay, but we've never found our like thing that's like we've really latched onto.
Yep.
And then for me, it was a case of, oh, I enjoy Magic. Maybe I can like try and do something here. And I will get into this. I think as well, I would have seen some content online where I was like, I can do that.
Okay.
That should be easy. I can easily do that.
Yeah.
And then just had a bunch of packs to open and just started uploading pack openings.
So you started with pack openings, I suppose. And did you ever consider like, oh, instead of Magic, I'll do something else? Or
I mean, we did have the Attack on Geek channel where I have
did you run that with your wife? Or?
Yeah. So we used to do live streaming on that. There's a couple of like game guides. Like, I think one of the ones that did pretty well for the channel size was Deathloop. I was like one of the first people to say, hey, this is where you can get this awesome skill really early on. I think it's same for Tunic. I was one of I uploaded a simple guide, like, this is how you can get the thing.
Yeah.
So like there was something there, but I was not like, I'm going to make this a thing where I'm really going to dive into the nitty gritty of YouTube, like psychology, and
because you're very good at that now. Like you're someone
super into it.
Yeah. Because I remember like one of the first few things you taught me just like thumbnail.
Get people to click.
Well, exactly that, right? And I remember like we're like in a little group chat. It's just like, you always workshop, and I think really well. What do you think of this one? What do you think of this one? And you're really into that now, which I find quite interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like the Tom 3 years ago, if you would have said, hey, you're going to be making videos, I would have laughed and said, I'm not creative. First of all, I hate my voice. I can't stand listening to my voice. Back then,
I feel like I'm like that too, though.
Yeah.
But I don't know if people like that as well.
hate my voice. I'm not creative. I've just got nothing to like offer pretty much.
The standard, what is it called? The Spider-Man card? What's it called? Imposter syndrome.
Yeah, imposter syndrome. Literally that.
Which I think is, I mean, like, it's funny that you say that, because I think that you've obviously been quite successful, and like, you obviously have stuff to offer. It's just like overcoming that barrier, I suppose.
I don't know if we want to get into this now, but it's basically just finding
get into it now.
my value proposition where what I wanted to create aligned with what the audience wanted to see.
So we can jump straight into that, because you started with like pack openings and like product reviews and stuff. Where was that sort of like, you know what? I'm good at rules. Let's do rules.
So it was a case of I started doing pack openings because I saw other people doing pack openings and having great success. And I was like, well, I have the product. I can open packs of cards. Just do it. And I did. And then I'm not going to say the channel's name, but there's a big channel in the Magic space, not Australian.
Yeah.
I will say that much. They're not in our Australian community, where they were doing really well in terms of numbers, and I hated their content. It was very, I mean,
Wait. I think I know who you're talking about, because I think we heard this conversation before. Well, what about the content did you not like? Like, was it just the way they did it, or the type of content?
Personally, I found it boring.
Okay.
And I've said this about, so a lot of people that want to do deck techs, for example,
Yeah.
it's just, okay, guys, I'm going to put 60 cards on the screen, one after another, and I'm going to read them all out to you. And like, for me, that's just like really boring.
Yeah.
And so I was trying to
I could read
work,
an article about that. You know, I don't, yeah.
how can I make it more interesting? I will say with when I was first diving into this, I was copying people.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to get a base formula that I could myself create and then iterate on top of that. And you can see it in my early works where I have, like, I'm clearly copying someone else. I mean, I'll admit this, I don't care because I've moved on. I literally timed this person's transitions on their videos and made my transitions the exact same length because I just want, it was the whole, I want the base.
And then I can
and then
reiterate
I
on that.
iterate.
And it's so funny because someone's doing the same to you.
Yeah. I mean, I don't care.
So there was someone who, and AttackonCardboard is also going to be like, I don't have the copyright or anything on this. Someone's copied exactly like the zoom in on the cards that you do, like
There's just like,
the highlights and everything.
and I get like, so I claims copyright, but I watch a lot of content.
Yeah.
I live on YouTube. And for me, it was, how can I make things more interesting? So again, talking about putting the card on the screen. So I thought, okay, putting the card on the screen
What else can
is
we
boring. What else
what
can
else
I
can
do
we
to
do?
make it more interesting? So my shtick was, when I say the mana cost, I zoom in on the mana cost, I zoom in on the parent. It's very boom, boom, boom.
And you're changing everything every other second, which is something like,
basically. And then when I read the card, I make sure that the part that I'm reading like pops out on the screen. So it's just a little bit more interesting. And as far as I could see, again, I absorb a lot of content. Nobody else was doing this.
Is it very, I mean, on a technical standpoint, is it hard to do like the, you know, when the words come out and all of that? Like,
I'm self-taught. So I just,
oh wow. So wait, did you edit?
I edit everything.
Yeah.
And it was just a case of, so when, again, this is the important, like when I was copying, like, again, the template at the start, I was learning those skills. And then as I edit my videos more and more, I learn new things.
Yeah.
And then how can I take this thing that I've learned that from the tutorial has said, oh, you're meant to do it this way.
Yeah.
How can I take that skill and apply it to something else? So like in the case of the words popping out on the screen, all I'm doing is I'm going into Photoshop.
Yeah.
I'm taking the card, I'm editing out the text on the card.
So there is some like,
Yeah. So and again, this is like, I figured I could do this because previously I just had the card. I had another copy of the card that had like text
and then zoom.
crop.
Yeah. Gotcha.
And then I
Gotcha.
but then I was like, oh, how can I improve that? Oh, I know, I can edit out the text beneath that card so it looks like it's popping out on the screen. But these are all just like little things that I've just learned. And anyway, it's all it comes down to.
Yeah.
Because I could talk about this for how can I make the content more interesting? How can I not be like everybody else?
Because you're the advocate for this, and you've given me a lot of advice myself. It's like, you can make content you're interested in, great, good for you. But you also, if you want to be successful, I suppose, make content that other people want to watch as well.
Yeah, and I guess like this is the other big thing that I talk about is like, why does anybody want to watch you?
Yeah.
Like when I was doing pack openings or I was doing
There's
deck
50,000 other people doing.
Why does anyone care that I'm doing a deck tech when there's like nitpicking nerds are doing a deck tech and they're like 100,000 subs? Like, why would anyone watch me?
Yeah.
They wouldn't, because my production sucks, my quality sucks. They would just go and watch the guys that do it better.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it was a case of just finding, I guess, my value offer. And then this all led up to, again, I still remember it was March of the Machines with the incubate tokens. And they changed the rules
because they couldn't transform before. Tokens couldn't transform before.
So tokens couldn't transform.
Yeah.
And then with March of the Machines, they changed the rule to say tokens can transform.
That's right.
And I remember seeing the rule get announced and just noticing that like nobody is talking about this.
It's a pretty big rule. It's a pretty big rule change. Yeah.
Pretty big rule change.
If you copy a permanent that's a double-sided permanent that can transform,
yeah,
it would just, it couldn't. It was
so,
just,
So yeah. And then it was a case of, okay, so this impacts like Kiki Jiki. Everybody knows what Kiki Jiki is.
Yeah.
That's a pretty big impact or a buff to that card there. And then, yeah, I wrote a quick script. I uploaded it and it just blew up. And I was like, oh, people want to learn about the rules.
Yeah.
And then
they do. And they did.
They did.
And here we are.
And then it just went off from there.
Yeah. Tell me about, this is my favorite story. Tell me about the spite story. Because I love this. What is your greatest motivator?
So this is very, very early on. So I created the channel in, I think it was mid 2022.
Yep.
And then I was just stumbling, like barely uploading, but I'd be doing like pack openings and this, that, and the other. It wasn't very,
Pre-release kit openings. Yeah.
again, looking back on it, it's not very interesting or good.
Mm.
And then it was January 2023. I got invited to a media event for the launch of
2023.
I'm pretty sure it was New Phyrexia. It might have been New Phyrexia.
Oh, not New Phyrexia. All will be one or something.
Oh, yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
And
New Phyrexia is all set.
The PR company who was hosting the event, they were going around asking everybody, "Oh, what's your New Year's resolutions?" And so I said, "Oh, I want to hit 5,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel." And then they said, "Well, how many subscribers are you at now?" And I said, I'm only at 300. And they turned around and said, "Huh, that's a bit ambitious, don't you think?" And I took that personally.
It is fairly ambitious.
Yeah.
But it's great that you're like, screw you, I'm gonna.
Yeah.
I just don't like your tone, sir.
Yeah. Like, and then from that point, I was like, okay.
Okay. So I want to know the timeline, right? That conversation and the rules video. It had about a couple of months after, maybe, right?
The big rules pop off was
That was March with the machine. And then that would have happened like a couple months before.
been all be one.
We are into March.
Yeah. 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 Literally.
We never discussed the timeline, but that's actually interesting. And did you hit 5,000?
Yeah,
the day? When did you hit it? Do you remember?
End of the year.
Okay.
Yeah, literally.
Was 5,000 a number that you projected that you could achieve, or you just like, no, I'm 5,000?
No, that's just lofty goal.
Okay.
I just wanted to hit, and it was so great at the end of the year because we had a.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Did you see the PR representative again?
I think actually we might have been. I might not have seen them until
the year after, maybe.
January for Karlov Manor.
Oh yeah.
I went out to them and go, "Hey, just letting you know, you probably don't remember this, but I do." Do you remember when you said
That throwaway thing that you said to me?
Do you remember you saying this to me? Of course, he's like, "No." I'm like, "Wow, you did."
And now you you were. I don't want to get into it, but like you were like you're basically one of the largest
At the time,
At the time, and you're not far away from BDB. I love that story.
So I always tell people always say, "Oh, great content because you love it. Great content, you're passionate about it." I'm like, "Yeah, sure." Find someone you hate and you want to stick it to them, and make your content to get that feeling of when you go up to that person and be like, "I did it to spite you."
Spite is like a great motivator. So you heard it. You didn't hear it here first because I'm sure you said this a lot, but take it and run with it, kids. It's good.
Finding the fuel for your tanks is really important.
Yeah.
And some
Finding
people
the
find
why.
it through the positive emotion.
Great.
Some people find it through negative emotion.
Great.
Whatever works for you. That's how I did it.
I never get tired of you recounting that because it's so funny. Now let's talk a little bit more about the Commander format panel, because again, this was formed. There's so many variations of like people you joining, and you get the phone call from Gavin. Like, let's talk about Discord and all that.
Yeah.
You've recently come back, I think at the time of recording this week, from America, because it was the first, correct me if I'm wrong, inaugural Commander format panel summit.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about what happened.
So yeah, the first summit. So just to preface, so this is the first time all of the Commander format panel members will be meeting each other.
I think it's so funny because someone's just like, you weren't doing anything beforehand?
Yeah. So I want to stress, this is the first time we're meeting each other in person, but we've been talking to each other practically every single day.
I think that's so funny.
Since the panel got announced.
There was one comment on, I think, one of your posts.
Yeah, where I said, "Oh, I'm going. What questions do you want to ask?"
And then someone said, "Oh, you mean you haven't been doing any work before that?" Like,
yeah,
the internet exists.
So
yeah,
all the members are from all the way around the world.
Yeah.
We have obviously myself in Australia,
Japanese
in Japan,
yeah,
Deco in Brazil,
Brazilian.
Tim in the UK,
European,
who else? We have Ben Wheeler from Canada,
Canada, yeah,
bunch of people from America,
yeah.
So yeah, people from all over the world. And we all met up in Seattle, which is the Coast head office.
That's cool.
And obviously met Gavin and the rest of the Wizards of the Coast team. And yeah,
How long was the summit for?
so I think it was 3 days.
Yep.
3 days that we
Full days.
It was like literally.
Yeah.
We got into the office at like 9:15, 9:30.
Yeah.
And we were there talking about Magic.
Yeah.
All the way up until I think 5 o'clock.
Wow.
But then after 5, there would be after hours events with the Wizards of the Coast staff.
Yeah.
So we would go to those events, but of course we're going to be talking about Commander there as well.
Yeah.
So it's just full, almost 12-hour days.
Did you ever get to like, did you play during those things, or did you just have those like philosophical conversations? Or I'm sure you got to play some games.
Oh yeah, we played. Can't talk about what I played, but we played.
So you played with things
like
that
you have to
aren't released.
bleep it all out.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of like stuff that's coming out. I'm really excited for the future of Magic.
Okay.
Okay. But obviously, we spoke about the big thing there was to talk about the brackets.
Sorry. You play tested some stuff essentially.
I don't know what I don't know what I'm allowed to say,
Okay,
but we've played some things, and like I said, I'm very excited for the future of the game.
Yep.
We spoke about literally every issue or concern that people have voiced about Commander in general. We have probably spoken about it all. Like
Probably isn't something that has been brought up. They were like, oh, we didn't.
So like obviously, like we spoke about like the ban, for example.
Yep.
Like, is there any cards that we want to unban?
Yep.
We spoke about the brackets in general. Do we need to reword or reshape things there?
Yep.
We spoke about like even things like how mono green ramp is a deck that flies in the face of the like social contract.
Interesting.
And it's a hard deck to interact with without making people feel bad.
Because it's lands, right?
Because how do you stop mono green ramp? You destroy their lands.
Destroy lands.
Oh, but wait, that breaks
lands are a social thing that you can't interact with in a mass scale, blah 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 kind of thing.
Yeah, so it's interesting, like to talk about that.
I'd be interested to know, and I think you can talk about this. What were the reactions to the bracket system around the world? Because you know what it's like. Because we were at Command for Sydney together, fairly positively. With how did it was received in like Japan or?
I think so. The bracket system is funny because if you're already playing in a group with a group of friends, you don't need a bracket system.
Yeah,
because you already have your own play group. You already have rules. When I was at Command Fest in Sydney and I was talking to tables and being like, hey, are you guys using the bracket system? Most of them would all say no, purely because they're playing with their friend group, so they've got no need for it. But for me, when I was tasked with sitting down and playing with people, I would just say, what bracket did we want to play at? And it was very easy obviously for me to have that conversation. And the people that I was talking were able to communicate back to me. And I think the couple of games I did have with strangers were all very close games where we all felt like
everyone got to interact and their deck got to do their thing.
Yeah. Which is important for brackets. But in terms of
like how was it received across,
I think Itu was telling me in Japan it was very interesting. There's people like it, lots of rooms for improvement. And I think that even
of course you're not speaking for whoever their representatives are, just your experiences.
Like general feedback. In terms of like, so I think the biggest thing that comes up at the moment with the brackets is there needs to be a 0.5 bracket, whether that sits in between brackets 2 and 3, or if that sits between 3 and 4.
Sure.
So I've heard that both. So Itu was saying they've heard that in Japan. I've seen that on my comments on the YouTube channel. I've had people reach out.
It's everywhere.
But it's tough. No system is perfect.
Of course.
But I think overall brackets have been really well received. I'm pretty sure I wouldn't be any reason I can't comment this from the internal stuff that Wizards have seen, from the metrics that they can get. All really positive. If you look at like the deck building websites and the people who are building to the brackets, they're all saying people are actually using the brackets. Same for spell tables, same for Magic Online. People are using the bracket system. So it's clearly
Magic Online. Oh, okay.
You could do like dual commander or whatever. So it is filling a void that was there.
And again, a system is better than no system, right? It's going to be like democracy. Like a system of government is better than no system of government, or whatever the allegory you want to find is.
And again, and I'll keep saying this because people always say, "Oh, but I can build a bracket 1 deck and it's actually CDH level." It's like, yeah, but no system we build can stop people being dinglings. And
if you're a knob, you're gonna be a knob.
If you want, wanting to be a douche and do that, fine. But we can't stop.
I still remember, like, in the early day of the brackets, everyone this is the brackets. And you're like, I'm gonna build a CDH deck with no game changes. Good for you. That's a bracket 5. Great. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I think there's again, the current bracket system is in a beta.
Yeah.
So there are changes that are going to happen with the bracket system.
The beta.
I think some really good examples that we've taken on board, especially around the wording. I think there's a lot of chatter about pre-con being used in bracket 2. We've taken all that feedback into account. So again, lots of cool things coming out.
What was it like working with, because again, like you're very big here in our region, but then, you've got JLK, you've got, Rachel Weeks, you've got Power Dragon's part of it.
Yes, Power Dragon,
and of course, Ben Wheeler and everyone, right? What was it like sort of being in a room with them and having, that outlet and that space to like bounce ideas out of these,
so I think,
incredible minds of magic?
I think the coolest thing to preface, I think is very important. So everyone has their online personalities, and you often have,
of course,
a lot of people who they are online is completely different to those in real life. Like I feel like my videos, I always turn it up by 10% to be, hey, I'm the presenter of this show, and then I feel like I'm a little bit more reserved.
I'm an asshole in real life, by the way. I bully all my friends in Magic, but I understand what you mean.
But it was nice to meet all of these online personalities
when they don't have to be on.
Yeah. But they're just as lovely and the same as how I imagine them online.
I mean, I think we can trust Gavin. He wouldn't, pull them if they weren't.
But like it's just nice to see everybody, as you said, in the offline state. So that was really lovely. Got into some very heated discussions because obviously we've got old committee members,
old RC, old what was it before?
Joshua Lee and
advisory, CAG, the CAG,
the CAG. So like Joshua Lee, Rachel,
C.
Oh yeah, sorry, she was on the RC.
But like serve the same sort of.
So we got a nice mix of old heads and like the new blood, so to speak.
Yeah,
and so
representation of CDH to like everything.
And so it was just so much discussion, so much we didn't agree on, but there was also a lot of so we would make a point and then people would raise their hand and we would each get like a chance to
voice your opinion.
And it was interesting because like say Gavin at the start would say, okay, everybody vote on this one thing.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, okay, sweet, now let's discuss. We'd have to discuss. And then at the end he'd be like, okay, vote again. And then just seeing the number of changes in the vote.
So in that way is methodical, number one, but there was number two, everyone was sort of happy to be like, oh, with this new information presented to me or with this new different viewpoint, I can change my mind.
Yeah. There's, like I said, there's a lot of agreements, there's a lot of disagreements, very passionate. We had a couple of passionate pleas to change some certain things.
Sure. Yeah.
Which again, some people agreed with, some people didn't.
I think it would be a sad day if everyone just agreed on the one thing, and then you just move forward, and everyone's just like, like in the community, be like, well, that's terrible.
I mean, so like when we talk about like let's say bans, for example. So it's interesting because I personally feel like I've taken on the role of the beginner player, the new players. I'm always thinking of those people in mind. Versus, so you got me on the one end of the scale. And then you got the CEDH crew on the other end.
Stardust,
and so what they want, let's say, for example, I think the easiest one to call out would be Thassa's Oracle.
Sure.
Like, it's a very prominent CEDH card, which may or may not be great for CEDH. That's not my area of expertise. I personally think it's a terrible card for casual. Because it just, the only ever reason you're playing Thassa's Oracle is to win off of Thassa's Oracle. And it is extremely hard at a casual level to interact with it.
No one's like, oh, I'm going to scry.
No one is playing Thassa's Oracle just to scry. So for me, if there was a vote to ban the card, I would vote to ban it. However, the CEDH guys might vote opposite.
Yeah.
And like that's where we'd have I guess, again, discussions and disagreements.
Well, again, because you've got different interests coming into the CFP, right? And again, like everyone engages in the Commander format a little bit differently. Someone only play precon, someone wants to play with that, the spiciest deck they can imaginable. So it's good to have those varying opinions. No, I appreciate you. I'm not gonna ask, exactly what you're gonna talk about because you can't say anything. You're under NDA.
Yep.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I'm excited for the future of the game.
Good.
There's stuff that will be announced in the near future. I think the safest bet, depending on when this episode goes up, Atlanta, there's going to be something announced at Atlanta end of September.
It'll come around at the same time. Yep.
So, yeah, I guess we'll just
tell me what it is, because I don't know what it is yet. Yeah. Awesome. We're gonna wrap things up fairly quickly soon. So I just want to ask you, favorite set in recent memory or of all time? Why?
Personally, my favorite set / block that I really enjoy,
Block's good. Yeah.
Zendikar.
OG Zendikar?
Love OG Zendikar.
Okay. Did you like it in spite of or because of Eldrazi?
I personally like stories where the bad guys win. So it was just because again, like this day and age, we have all the stories of the hero always saves the day. But I liked that basically, like at the end of Rise of the Eldrazi, the Gatewatch or the Gatewatch at the time, just like, oh, there's nothing we can do.
We're bone folks. See you later.
We're just gonna dip. And it was just like like, what's going to happen next? Like, and again, just everything leading up to it, how they've just all been baited into releasing the Eldrazi, or even just like the Emiria, Kosai, and Ula, the three of them gods that they had on Zendikar. And it's Ulamog, Emrakul, and Kozilek.
Yeah.
I just love that story part as well.
One of my, because I started Magic around Battle for Zendikar, so I love the Eldrazi, and then how they wove. They're like, oh, we only got 2. Where's Emrakul? And then Eldritch, what do you call it? Before Eldritch Moon was
Innistrad?
In this Shadows over Innistrad, there's something, and there's like clue, all the clue tokens and stuff. I love that. Cosmic Horror is pretty cool.
Yeah,
that's a good one. Okay, a favorite deck, or in any format that you built that you thought that you like sticks in your memory. It could be like a favorite commander deck. It could be like a limited deck.
Again, going back to standard, because I played the most during Zendikar standard.
Yep.
My favorite deck that I played probably during that time I called it red white Transformer.
Oh.
So so
okay.
it played as a red white control deck. So in the main deck, so it had Ajani, red white Ajani for Ajani Vengeance. It played like Lightning Bolt. It was a creatureless control deck, and so you'd win by slapping down Ajani, destroying the creatures. Like it had Path to Exile as well. Remove all the creatures. You win with Ajani basically, and it was real slow base game. The sideboard, 15 cards.
All creatures.
It was Goblin Bushwhacker.
Okay. So you could transform to aggro like on the fly. Kind of thing.
So the idea would be you play the game 1 and win, and your opponent will go, oh, they're not playing any creatures. I'll board out all the removal. They board out all their creature removal. Then you just pick up your sideboard, shuffle it all in, and then take out the control portions. And now you're Goblin Bushwhacker, and you're going to win on turn 4.
Yeah.
And so
they're so not prepared.
But they're not prepared for that. And then if the game goes to game 3, you just take your whole sideboard, shuffle it in, and just shuffle, and then you just remove 15 cards, and they don't know
what to do, right?
Yeah.
And that was transform the deck transforms. Okay. Give the deck list for that, because that'd be quite interesting.
I'm sure I can dig it up.
We'll link it to the comments if you've got that. If you want to play, I don't know if it's modern competitive anymore.
If we want to play Commander, just for Savine, the Chrono.
I know you love Savine.
I love my Savine deck. You play a bunch of Boros Reckoner creatures, Brash Taunter, Stuffy Doll. Then you play Blasphemous Act.
What do you like about it the most? Is it the controlling element? Because you're a control player at heart.
Yeah. It's I like to call it the loaded gun aspect. So it combines I like playing Pillow Fort. I like playing Control.
You do.
So I can play my Boros Reckoner creatures, so people won't attack me. And then I get to a point where it's like I've just got a loaded gun on the table, and I can politic with people. I just be like, hey, do the thing I want you to do.
Yeah.
If you don't, I'm just gonna send.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do whatever I want.
I'm just gonna drop the nuke and do it.
And just
I like that.
It sort of tells you the kind of player that AoC
I'm a control
is.
player.
Yeah, at heart. All right, wonderful. Well, we're about to end, but we'll go through. Attack on Cardboard has elected to play one of the. We've played this before as well. Before, just like in the car on the way home. It's called what a segment like is called Dig
Through time.
Now, there are tens of thousands, 26,000 cards?
Or 27.
Look, it's a lot of Magic cards, but we're going to have AttackonCardboard guess one of the cards that I've picked. And he has elected for the rare difficulty, which means it's a little bit trickier. There won't be any Universes Beyond cards. You can only ask me yes or no questions. I'm going to bring up the... I'm going to bring up the card specifically over here just so I can... Wait, I've written it down here. Okay, here we go. Can I have someone do a timer for 1 minute? If that's cool. Because you only have 1 minute. I'm going to bring it up so you can ask me for like art or whatever. I'm ready. Whenever you're ready.
Okay, is it time stop?
No, no.
Is it a permanent card?
Yes.
Is it a creature?
No.
Artifact?
Yes.
Artifact. Was it released in the last 2 years?
First printing.
First printing in the
No.
last 2 years? No. Would you call it a commander staple? Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So is it only an artifact?
No.
So the second type is a second type creature.
No.
Second type artifact. Why am I blanking on this? Is it a land?
No.
Land?
No.
Land. I mean, it's definitely not Planeswalker. Pickle Abs, not a battle. Oh god, I'm not going to get this. Does it have an activated ability?
Yes.
Is it mana cost 1?
No.
Mana cost 2?
No.
Mana cost 3?
No.
4?
Yes.
Mana cost 4.
With active ability, right?
Does it tap for mana?
No.
Does it draw me cards?
No.
Oh my god. What is it?
Oh no.
So hold on, let's just clarify the information that we got.
Yeah.
So it's 4 mana artifact.
Yes.
That's something else.
Yes.
That's not a creature.
Yes.
It's not a land.
Yeah.
Okay. It has an activated ability. And we're not sure if it's a commander staple or not.
I don't want to call it a staple, but you can see it in Commander. I'll tell you now because
Do you think I'm not gonna get it?
I mean, like, I gave you a minute.
No, okay, no.
It is a legendary enchantment artifact called Whip of Erebos.
I never played Theros, so
No, well, neither and I, but like you just see it in like some Commander decks because it's one of the ways that.
I mean, it's definitely not a staple.
Yeah, that's why when you so
Oh,
there you go. The enchantment artifacts, the sneaky one, yeah. Well, thanks for playing.
thanks for having
we played a lot. I think one of the most annoying ones you had was Oko. Remember that? The blue-green Planeswalker?
Yeah.
So hopefully, I don't know if you played along at home, let us know if you got that or if you think you would have got that. But let's end with the end step AoC in the next, say, 6 months or end of the year. What do you hope to achieve? What are your plans? Can we hit another 5,000 before the end of the year?
The ambitious goal is 100,000, but I already.
What are you at now?
I'm
20 something?
at 30, just about to hit
Okay,
30.
congratulations.
I mean, I'm not going to hit 100,000. So the reasonable goal is 50,000 by
50,000,
the end of the year. That'll be cool. Hopefully they'll keep me on the Commander format panel so I can keep doing.
It's a yearly thing, right? It's a 12-month thing.
Yeah, basically I'm on effectively a 12-month contract.
Yeah.
It's the easiest way to look at it.
When is that up for review?
November, I think. So we'll find out soon.
I hope you stay on.
Yeah,
Like, it's
fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Otherwise, hope to get out to more events, do more things with the community.
yeah.
Have fun.
You'll be at Command Fest Melbourne, I'm sure.
Yeah, or basically any event where there's Magic in Australia, I'm probably going to be there.
Yeah, nice. Well, hopefully, if you're looking to catch AttackonCardboard, you'll see him at events in Australia. And thank you so much for appearing on the show.
Thank you very much for having me.
Little plug if you like to talk about
Yeah,
what you do.
you can just find me on YouTube or any social media platform as AttackonCardboard. As I said, do easy. Oh, you can find me on any social media platform as AttackonCardboard. I'm mainly talking about the rules of the game, making it easier for beginners to get into Magic, so you don't need a law degree.
Thanks so much once again. Look, if you enjoyed this, please let us know in the comments what you liked about it, because there's a lot of things that you might not agree with. Was it a spicy take from AttackonCardboard about the lands? Did you enjoy the Xander card block? Please let us know in the comments. Like and subscribe to help this channel out. Once again, Vault of Champions was shot right here at the Tessie Hotel, home to Melbourne's cheapest drinks, meatiest playlists, handsomest bar staff, and cheekiest taglines. We'll see you in the next Vault of Champions. See you later. Didn't even get to talk about why we call them Vault of Champions, but yeah. Thank you.